Hello everybody, my name is Kat from Black Cat Design, and this is a continuance of the Stryker series. Now, for those who are returning, you can see that we have an empty blend file, and that's what we want today, because today we're going to be building the cannon that goes on top of the Stryker. And I'm basing it off my reference image, so there's no new images or anything, just the same stuff. But let's get into it. So looking at my image, I'd say the first thing we should probably start off with is the base. And so we're going to get a cube. Or actually no, delete the cube. If we want to go down to empty, we're going to use this to scale and stuff. So scale cat, I'd say. And then what we're going to do is get a cube. We're going to place a cube down, main body. And then what we want to do is we want to go to the transforms. And we want to, what do we want to do? I'd say we should 4 this way. Let's make it 5 actually. 7 this way. And remember, this is going to be larger in this scale file than it will be in the actual Stryker because we're going to scale it down. Then what you want to do is you want to go up 2. I'd say 2.5 would be good. Select the move tool. Oh, scaling's not on. We're snapping. So we bring that up. 2.5. Then we're going to take the cursor, bring in to the center. Oh, you know what? Let's actually, I was looking at the reference image. Let's go into edit mode, vertice select, select this vertice, get the move. I'm going to bring it back this far, and maybe down 1. Yeah. No. We're going to select this vertice and bring it out some. There we go. That looks better. And then make sure you have your snapping set here. Shift A, cylinder. Bring the cylinder out. Rotate it 90 degrees on the x-axis. Scale it on the z-axis to maybe 7. Then we're going to make this 0.5 and 0.5 and see how that looks. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Now what you want to do, as you can see, this is going in to the main body. So wait. So what you want to do is you want to go grab a modifier, or actually you know what we're going to do? We're going to bring it back some. Then grab a modifier, boolean, and you're going to select the main body and cut that off. And then I think what we should do is combine the two. So Control J, and then look up set origin. And then origin to center of mass. And boom. Now what we want to do is we want to come over here. And actually, you know what I think? I think I'm going to unlink these two. And take the modifier out of there. And bring this one up a little. Yep. And then we're going to put the modifier back on there. Apply. And then merge the two. Set origin. Center mass volume. And that's starting to come together real good. So then what we want to do, looking at the image, we want to make a small little MG on top. So I guess get another cube. Alt middle mouse button to lock on to the view. Maybe Shift C, yeah. And then Shift S, or yeah, Shift S. And then what we want to do is bring this up. Make sure you turn snapping back on. Bring it forward to the transform. We're going to make this 0.5. No, we're going to keep that 1. This is 0.5. Actually, I don't know. I think we'll leave this at 1 and this at 0.5. Or we could leave this at 1 and this 1. Yeah, that looks a lot better. And this we'll put at say 0.7. Then what we want to do is bring this up to 0.7. I believe that's straight. Let's press 3 and look. Yep, that looks good. Then Shift S to that, and then we're going to get the cylinder or a new cylinder. Go into F9 because I'm going to make this to where it has 8 vertices, yeah. And then we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Scale it down to 0.3, 0.3, and then maybe 2. And we're going to select it, bring it out a little. Let's see how far we can get it out. Then we're going to make this 5.5. No, wait. This will be 6.5, I believe. Yep. Then what I'm going to do is actually select the two, press Ctrl J to combine them, and that looks like a good machine gun to me. Now, as you can see, there are no materials on this, so there's a small flaw in Blender that I know of, and pretty sure other people know of it. But when you are importing an asset from another blend file into a blend file, it will not import the materials of that object. So we're just gonna keep that in mind, and then I'm gonna rename this to machine gun. Yep, looks pretty good. Then what we want to do, let's take a look at the reference image. Ooh. So, how am I gonna do this? Okay, so we're just gonna add a cube because I missed a thing in a curvature in the how do I say a curvature in the reference image. Sorry about that. 3, or let's make it 5, just 6 to be safe. Sorry. Then we're going to grab the rotation tool and rotate this. Let's make sure everything's good. Maybe rotate it a little more. Get the move tool. I'm going to turn snapping off. Roll this out, and then I think I'm going to set this to 2. Make sure it's not touching the barrel. And make sure this is capping that. Then we're going to go into the main, modifier, boolean, and select this. And as you can see, we have a little bit more curvature. Now that is starting to come together. Now what we want to do is we want to come to the back, go into edit mode. I'm going to deselect that. Or no, wait, we're going to bevel this actually, I think. I think that looks good. Yeah, that looks better. I don't understand why it's beveling like that though. It's probably because this over here, but what we want, let's change segments from 1. That'd probably be the play. Yeah, that looks better. Then we're going to come over here to the front and bevel this just a little, just before it reaches the machine gun. Yep. We're going to take this, bevel this as well. That looks good. And then I think we're also going to bevel this down here. Yeah, that looks good. And then probably, there's a lot of beveling here, but we're going to also bevel this. Wow, this kind of looks like a tank by itself. But anyways, let's get back to that. What next? Now let's add some small details to this. So Shift S to go to the center. Cube. We're going to bring the cube out. I'm going to turn snapping on again. I'm going to bring the cube out. Transform. We're going to make this 0.5. This 1.5. And then 0.7. Yeah, that looks good. Then we're going to get the rotate tool. and rotate it maybe to there. Now it looks a little far. Yeah, that looks better. Then get the move tool. I'm going to turn snapping off. We're going to bring this back. And then we're going to pull it forward, which would be on that axis. So 5.5. Is that on it? That is. And that's for the first detail. Now we're going to go back in here. I'm going to say detail 1. Just rename it to detail 1. And I think we're actually going to scale this up to 1. Maybe not 1, but 2. Yeah, that looks a lot better. Then we're going to Shift D, keep it there, and then come over here, negative 5.5. So it matches on both sides. And we're going to name this detail 2. Gosh, I'm just trying to type. There we go. And I think maybe the play is to combine these two actually. So Control J, set origin, volume, and that looks pretty good. Now I think next what we want to do is we want to put a small antenna, because on the design the turret has the antenna, because I think it is actually remotely controlled from inside the tank. I don't think it's wired. I think it's remote. But I'm not actually sure about that. But what we want to do, F9. Let's get rid of the cylinder. Shift A, cylinder, F9. We're gonna make this have 28 sides to make it look good. Then we're gonna scale this down to 0.3 and 0.3. Bring it over here. I'm not actually sure if that's an antenna or not, but it looks like an antenna in the reference image. But we're going to scale this up to 2. Bring it up some. Modifier, Boolean, main body, and apply. I'm going to name this antenna. And that's coming together quite well. Or maybe we should name it detail 2. Antenna. Now what we're going to do is we're going to make sure the cursor is here in the front. I'm going to get a cube. We're going to rotate it negative 45 degrees. Then we're going to scale it down to 0.5. Or no, we're going to put it at, yeah, just leave it at 1.5. Move it up, and I do have it on local scaling. Now let me look at this real quick actually. Yeah. And what you want to do is you want to scale this to 1.5, or at least I want to scale it to 1.5. I'm going to move it down a little farther. Then go into edit mode, face select, right click, and just subdivide them. Then what you want to do is you want to select these faces. I'm going to use the select tool. Yeah, I think I'll select these two. Then you're going to press E and extrude them inwards to create that. Now that's looking pretty good. Now what you want to do is, I think that's actually it. I think that looks pretty good. Now what you want to do is you want to go for a modifier, possibly, and select the main body. It might delete the windows. Nope, the windows are fine. Apply. Now that is looking pretty good, boys. Now I was also looking at this. I think, yeah, no, never mind. That's perfect. Now, like I said earlier, we're not doing the materials. What we're going to do is we're just going to do the materials once we import it into the Stryker, and we will import in the Stryker in the next episode. This is Kat from Black Cat Design, and I will see you guys next time. Oh, before I go, come up here, rename this cube window, and make sure everything here except for Scale Cat is selected, and drag it all into Scale Cat. Boom. Now that is what you want done. So now this is Cat from Black Cat Design, and I'm out. Thank you for watching.